This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
Okay, good Erev Shabbos. You know, the Bnei Ches come to Abraham and they say, Vayanu Bnei Ches es Abraham leimar loi, Shema'ini Adoini. They say, Nasi Elokim ata b'seichenu, you're a prince of God to us. I never made anything of these words. I thought it was just a flowery expression, and the Torah is just recording the cordiality that the Bnei Ches accorded to Avram Avinu. But I should have realized the Torah doesn't record flowery details of a story. Why is the way the Torah records the story that the Bnei Ches answered to Abraham, Nasi Elokim ata b'seichenu? That's a valid question. And I could not believe it. You know, we say about Torah is aniyim b'makom echad, v'ashirim b'makom acheras. I was learning Sefer Yehoshua, the last pasuk of Parak Yodaled. It talks about how Kalev ben Yefuna was given the city of Hebron. And the pasuk says, V'shem Hebron lefanim. Hebron used to be called Kiryas Arba. Ha'adam hagadol ba'anakim. So the simple pshat in the pasuk is that Arba was the great giant among giants. V'haaretz shakta mimachama, and after that the land rested from war. Rashi brings down an absolutely astounding pshat in the pasuk, Umedrash Agada. You know who the giant is? Not Arba. Ha'adam hagadol ba'anakim is Avraham. Avraham was the giant. He's Ha'adam hagadol ba'anakim. He caused that the land should rest from war, not after the conquest of Yehoshua, but during the 40 years after the Bnei Yisrael left Mitzrayim. Bnei Yisrael were not attacking the land of Canaan. The land of Canaan was peaceful. The Canaanim lived in the land for 40 years without any warfare. For what reason were the Canaanim zoicha to attain Eretz Yisrael for an additional 40 years? The reason they were zoicha is b'schar shekibdu es hazakein b'kiryas arba, in the merit that they honored Avraham Avinu. In the merit that the Canaanim showed honor to Avraham Avinu, they were zoicha to hold on to their land, to our land, for 40 years. What was the honor that they said to Avraham Avinu? Nasi Elokim ata b'seichenu. When the Bnei Ches were mechabed a Talmid Chacham, they said 4 words, Nasi Elokim ata b'seichenu. I just learned the Torah's recording. They said, please, Kvod Harav. Because they said Kvod Harav, they were zoicha to be protected from kibush Klal Yisrael. You must need a pretty hefty zechus to prevent the Jewish people from acquiring access to their land. You know what their zechus was? Kavod Talmid Chachamim, kavod to Avram Avinu. Why was that such a big zechus? Why was it such a big zechus for the Bnei Ches that they said Nasi Elokim ata b'seichenu? I want to share with you the incredibly powerful words of Rabbeinu Yoina in the Shari Tshuva, Shar Gimel, Ois Kuf Mem Zayin. Rabbeinu Yoina writes on the Gemara Sanhedrin that someone who's Mavaza Talmidei Chachamim Ein Lo Chilek L'Olam Haba. Says Rabbeinu Yoina that honoring Talmidei Chachamim has many benefits and many advantages, and he lists 3 specific milos and 3 specific benefits that are accomplished by praising Talmidei Chachamim. Says Rabbeinu Yoina, Ki b'hishader hachachamim, when one glorifies Torah sages, uvasitam el yoinim, and place them on high, divreihem nishmaim, the words of the sages will be listened to. V'yulavu aleim ha'am kula, and the people will accompany the sages and follow their advice. Meaning, when one shows honor to Talmidei Chachamim, it causes respect, it causes honor, it causes a kavod, and thereby people will listen to what Talmidei Chachamim have to say. Number 2, says Rabbeinu Yoina, when people see the honor that is attained by those who learn Torah, they will learn from that. They'll try to learn Torah as well and do mitzvahs as well. They'll say to themselves, maybe if I learn Torah and I have good character, I'll also get kavod. And that will promote and that will inspire them to follow the ways of Hashem. And mitoch shaloi lishma, balishma. Because people will say, you know what? To get honor in this world, I guess you have to follow the right path. And then thirdly, Rabbeinu Yoina says, one of the advantages of praising Talmidei Chachamim is it will awaken the sleepy hearts of people. People are a little farshlufen, but people want kavod. And if they see that Talmidei Chachamim are the ones who attain kavod, that will waken their hearts to serve Hashem Lishma. They'll say, you know what? There's something to the service of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. But then Rabbeinu Yonah says, V'yesh oid tam nichbad oila al kulam. There's a much more important reason, and that is that we know hadavar yadua asher midarche kiddush Hashem yisbarach. Part of sanctifying the name of Hashem, lahoidia b'chol miftas v'asayim, is to make it known with every utterance of the lips, v'chol asher yirmezon einayim, and every movement of the eye, v'chol hanhaga, and every custom, upayal yadayim, ki yisoid nefesh ha'adam, the foundation of the human soul, utzfi edyai, and the glory of its beauty, v'hatoiv, and that which is good, v'ha'ikar, and the main thing in this world, v'hatoyeles, and the most beneficial, v'ha'yikar is avodas Hashem. And when a person is mevazeh tamidei chachamim, they're indicating that the service of God is not paramount, is not the most important thing that we were created for. And Rabbeinu Yonah goes on to say, therefore, it is incumbent upon us, Chayiv Adam lasum libay b'chol eis lechabed es Hashem ulekadshay b'chol dvarav. A person is obligated to be attentive, to honor HaKadosh Baruch Hu at all times, like we say, Avarchas Hashem b'chol eis. Listen to these words. V'chasher yatsev b'soich ha'am. When you're sitting among the people, V'yidaber im chaveirav, and you're speaking to your friends. Yizboinen bina, you need to contemplate understanding. V'yidaktek, you need to be careful. V'yashkiach, and see b'chol moitzes vasav, in every utterance of the mouth. L'kadesh Hashem b'dvarav, to sanctify the Ribbon Shalom. How do you sanctify Hashem? L'daber b'shevach avoidasai, to speak about the praise of His avodah, usihilasai, yerasai, ushabeach oivadav. A person has to make it his business that when you're having a conversation, always praise the servants of Hashem, the Yirei Shamayim, the Oyave Hashem, the Rabbanim, the Rashi Yeshivas, the Rabbeim, those who dedicate their life to the service of Hashem. Whether you agree with their opinion, you don't agree with their opinion, they represent Torah and HaKadosh Baruch Hu to the world. Don't dare say a negative comment about a Rav, a Rebbe, a Rosh Hashiva. You're playing with fire. This is the worst crime in the Torah. This is called Mevazeh Talmidei Chachamim. But says Rabbeinu Yonah, if a person praises Talmidei Chachamim, listen to these words, Yizkeh bozeh, one will be zoiche behegyon libay, with a little thought, umivta svasav, and the utterance of the lips, below yagia, it doesn't require effort, upayel kapayim, zechus gedoyla ad shamayim, a reward, a zechus up to the heavens. Kizeme ikre yitzias ha'adam, that's what a person was created for. A person was created to sanctify the name of Hashem. And therefore, the Bnei Ches achieved Zechus Gedoyla Ala Shamayim. The Bnei Ches attained one of the greatest possible Zechusim. You know what that Zechus is? They praised Avraham Avinu. And they said, Nasi Elokim Ata B'Soichenu. It's a Rashi. The last pasuk of Perek Yudal in Sefer Yehoshua. At this time, when Klal Yisrael suffered this massacre, there are many opinions out there. Different Rabbanim are expressing different views. A person has to be very careful. If you don't agree with what a certain Rav said, don't dare be mevazeh the Rav. Don't dare put the Rav down. It's a Talmud Chacham. People are entitled to their opinions. And other Rabbanim are entitled to disagree vehemently. But not to be mevazeh Talmud Chacham. Not to put down, not to disparage, not in any way to demean the honor of a Talmud Chacham. What is Kiddush Shem Shamayim? Kiddush Shem Shamayim is praising Talmidei Chacham. You want to sanctify the name of Hashem? You say, Rav so-and-so, he's an Erlich Rav, he deserves our honor, he deserves our respect. You know, what is our most valuable commodity in this world? Some people would say money. No, there's something that people want more in this world than money. People want kavod. And therefore, the people who we give kavod to, we're saying they're the most important people. By giving kavod to Talmidei Chachamim, you're declaring Hashem is important. And ultimately, God created us to sanctify His name. And the way we sanctify Hashem's name is by being mechabed Talmidei Chachamim. So a person has to be very careful. Even if their Rav expressed a certain opinion about what happened, don't dare disparage any Rav in Klal Yisrael personally. You could disagree, disagree vehemently, but chas v'shalom to be mevazeh. We should be zoicha. The Rebbeinu Shem should give us siyata d'shmaya l'kadesh shem shamayim b'chol derachenu. Agon Shabbos.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.